Hey miners, welcome back to Candroid Crypto. I know I haven't done a lot of videos. I didn't really see any need to do videos because, as you know, after the Ethereum 2.0 and you couldn't mine Ethereum anymore, things kind of took a little tank, and they've kind of been pretty flat since then. But just to let you know, I have still been mining. I have four 3060 Ti's here, and I've had them running on Ergo probably about since the time that we couldn't mine Ethereum anymore. I have recently switched this rig. I've added a couple more cards, and I'm actually mining Dynex because it looks like Dynex probably takes a little bit less power. So I figured why not give it a shot. So you can see here, it is mining Dynex. I don't know where it shows it. Oh, there you go. Dynex. So there's four 3060 Ti's. There is a AMD 6600 XT, and there's an AMD 5700 XT. On top of that rig over there that I just showed you, I have another small little rig running. This is an AMD Vega 56. This is an NVIDIA 1660 Ti. And this is an AMD RX 580 8GB card. And I also have this switched on to Dynex as well. I just powered these cards up because I was just curious to see what they are doing on Dynex and if they're profitable or not. Alright guys, so let me take you upstairs. Let's take a look at kind of some of the results here on the Dynex coins of all these cards. And chances are you're going to have some of them, maybe all of them. And let's take a look. Let's see what they're doing. So here we are upstairs. I'm on my laptop. Before we get into kind of what I'm doing with Dynex, let's take a look at Ergo here for the last year. I've at least been mining Ergo for a year, probably since Ethereum 2.0 came around, and then you couldn't mine it anymore. So you can see Ergo, it's just been like on a steady drop, and then there was a couple little peaks, another peak, and it's just steadily been on the decline. So I was already kind of looking for a different coin to mine. In that time, I've mined about 139 or 140 Ergo coins with four 3060 Ti's. So I have a little bit of coin anyway. It's not worth much, you know. It's 94 cents a coin, so it's like $150 US, somewhere there. And then I start looking on what to mine. So I have four 3060 Ti's, for example, and we're going to tell it to include all the algorithms, all the coins. And we're going to calculate. And I'm going to show you Ergo first. Let me just find it here. So here you go. So here's Ergo. With those four cards, you're making about 78 cents a day. And then after power, you're losing 47 cents a day. And if you look at all the other coins, they're all very similar. Like, everything is pretty much losing money. Neoxa, minus 80 cents. You know, everything. Like, everything is just minus, guys. So, technically, you can go out and buy your coins cheaper. But it kind of takes some of the fun of it, right? I mean, this is why we mine, just to tinker with stuff. And Ergo was minus 47 cents a day. So I've been losing that since at least the last year. And then when you come down to Dynex here, I noticed, even though the profits are just about the same as Ergo, 78 cents a day, 74 cents a day, after power, I'm only losing 12 cents a day. So for me, last week, I said, okay, well, let's go ahead. I'm going to switch my rigs over to Dynex. So let's take a look at Dynex here right now. Let's do a 1 year chart on Dynex. And you can see Dynex, you know, last year was around 15 cents a coin. And it has slowly been on the increase. And there's a big spike here in early August. And then it came down again, and it looks like it's running up again here now. And if we look at the last month, for example, you can see this coin is actually appreciating. For some reason, it's appreciating. So this is the reason why I decided to switch my miners, guys. It wasn't because I was watching another YouTuber or another crypto miner and he's like, oh yeah, switch to Dynex. No, that's not why I did this, guys. I did it because it was the lowest loss out of all the coins here. So a week ago, I switched my rigs over to Dynex. And I'm going to show you in my HiveOS. So here we go. So I don't have a lot of rigs running, guys, because honestly, I was paying $800 a month in power bills back when Ethereum was profitable, and yeah, I stopped doing that just because it wasn't worth it, guys. So here's my first rig. These are the 3060s. So here's your 3060s, and you can see right now 5.5 kilohash, 5.5. The other 3060, 5.2. And I have one more down here. Now this card, I have a fan error on this card, so I only have one fan spinning right now. I have ordered replacements, but I haven't done any overclocking on this card. I just have it set for a core lock of like 1470. And I got that from hashrate.no. I went in and I found my 3060s. So let's go to 3060 Ti here. And I'm just going to click on Dynex. Now keep in mind, I am not using 1.0 miner. I'm using SRB miner. I have not put these settings in because I don't know if this is up to date, because SRB miner just had a massive update last week, and after doing that update, my cards actually increased in speed considerably. These cards were around 3.4, 3.5 kilohash, and they bumped up to 5.5 without me changing any settings. So I've just kind of left it the way it is. Let's go into our Hive shell here. It's a little sluggish. I'm on my... Takes a second for it to respond, guys, so just give it a second here. This rig has been pretty consistent, actually. I've had it on for about a week. I've had no major crashes on this rig. It's been running very, very solid, and that's one big change I'd like to talk about with Ergo. Like with Ergo, my rigs were constantly spitting out errors, and I'd come home and they'd be crashed. And since I've switched to Dynex here, I haven't had any issues. It's been a lot smoother, and hopefully I'm saving a little bit of money on the power bill and accumulating some coin at the same time. Alright, now it's a little tricky. So this is SRB miner. This is the latest version, I think 2.37 or something to that effect. I don't know if it shows it here. Anyways, not super important, but it is the latest version of SRB miner. And it's a little tricky to recognize which card is which here on your screen. And there's one way to do it. The easiest way here is see the fan speeds here, 60, 80, 70. Now these ones that are spitting out 2541, 2240, I know those are my AMD cards. So let's take a look at the first card that has 60 fan speed. And you can see right here, it's this card. So this card's getting 5.536. It's the only fan I have set for 60. So this is a way you can differentiate your cards in your miner. Set one for 60, 65, 70, whatever you want to do, and you'll be able to differentiate your cards pretty easily. So you can see that card. So it's right there. So that card is getting 44.53 hash per watt. It's pulling about 125 watts. Now, I haven't really played with any settings, guys, because I got to think up here at 5.5 kilohash, I mean, you're probably up into the upper range of this card. And all the other 3060s are about the same. So, see, this one's 44, this one's 44, this one is another 3060, it's about 43, and the one that actually has the fan error, I have it turned down. I have the clock locked at 1470. You can see it right here, locked at 1470. The memory speed on all the other cards is the same, but look at the core, right? 1905, 1920, 1995. So I have not kind of underclocked those cards yet. They probably will become more efficient if I do so, but I'm just playing. But you can see, like, look at this card here. Um, so this card is only pulling about 45 watts if you look at the screen here. If I go back to my Hive, you can see the card that's pulling 45 watts is the Radeon RX 6600 XT. And if we look at its hash per watt, guys, look at this, 84. Now it does fluctuate. It does go up and down kind of every time the screen refreshes or whatever. But you can see immediately that this RX 6600 XT is way more efficient than even a 3060 Ti. So for all you guys that love your AMD cards, that's great. But this just goes to show you that these AMD cards are more efficient. And also, let's take a look at the other one. So this card is pulling around 94 watts. This is my 5700 XT. So let's find the card. So it's probably this one right here. You can see the, actually, where is it? No, hold on a second. So this one is at 750 and 1250. 94 watts. Yeah, it's most likely this one right here, guys. GPU 4. And you can see up here, GPU 4, it's pulling around, yeah, 4.8 kilohash. So the card here that's pulling around 4.8, look at its hash per watt. It is 73.88. And at the same time, the other AMD card is at 89 hash per watt. So either the wattage here reporting it's very off, not consistent, or I'm going to tell you straight up that these AMD cards are way more efficient. Look at this, 56 watts, 54 watts, and in comparison, these 3060 Ti's are pulling 124, 125, 118. Maybe there's a way to bring those down, possibly. I can see this one because I have it core locked pretty low at 1470. It's only pulling 100 watts, but that's still almost double the wattage of these two AMD cards. So, my conclusion is that the AMD cards are more efficient than the NVIDIA. And if we want to prove that, we can look at my other rig. Let's take a look at my second rig here. So overall, that rig is pulling about 28.5 kilohash at around 725 watts. So let's go back and look at my other rig quickly. This was a rig that I used to have RX 580s and stuff on, and we're trying a different cards. So let's go into the Hive shell of this one. I'm going to close the other shell down. Give this one a second to update. Okay, let's go into our Hive shell here. And as always, you're just going to type miner in your Hive shell, and you're going to go into the mining. Okay, now let's take a look here. So this one only has 3 cards. So right away, the 1660 Ti has the lowest wattage, so it's at 54 watts. So if I go into my SRB miner and I look for the card that's pulling about 54 watts, so it's going to be this top one, the lowest one. And I think I also have this core, yes I do, I have this core locked at 1470 as well. And you can see that right here. So 1470, 52 watts. This is our 3060 Ti, or sorry, our 1660 Ti. If you look at the hash rate of this card per watt, it's getting around 46 hash per watt. Not so bad. I mean, it's right on par with your 3060 Ti. Might be a little better. You know what I mean? And then let's take a look at our next cards. So the next card I have here is my Vega 56. So I have this core locked at 1125. These Vegas, by the way, are very finicky, guys. If you're mining with them, as soon as you change a setting, your HiveOS is going to crash. You might as well go down and shut down your rig and reboot it. They're just very finicky, or maybe it's just the motherboard I have with my Vega. But anyways, here's the Vega card. So it's pulling about 83 watts. It's pulling the most power out of those three cards. So it is GPU 1. And if you look at GPU 1, but you can see it's fluctuating. See, the last card was 46, it's now 56. It fluctuates all the time. But look at the Vega card here. It was at 53.8. Now it's at 55.6 hash per watt. It's still higher. And here we go again, 52.89. Its hash per watt is still higher than a 3060 Ti. This card right now is only pulling about 89 watts. So its power output is less, but it's pulling in at about 4.6 kilohash. Core locked at 1125, power mode 1, and core at 875 millivolts. No real other settings here on that card. So let's look at the Radeon RX 580 now. Okay, so this card, I have it core locked at 1190. And you can see it's right here, so it's GPU number 2. 1190 is your core lock. And you can see, guys, this card is not doing very well. RX 580s are an older card. I thought it would maybe be right on par with our 1660 Ti's, because when they were mining Ethereum and Ethereum Classic, they were almost right on par. No difference. But you can see this card is coming in at 30 hash per watt, 35 hash per watt. It's not doing great compared to all the other cards that I'm seeing here. I mean, 30, 35 it's pretty low. And if you look at over here on your overclocks on some of these cards, like even your 3060 Ti is supposed to be at 63 hash per watt. I have not seen that yet, but keep in mind these settings on hashrate.no could be off, mainly because SRB did change their miner here last week, right around the same time I switched my rigs, which was kind of funny actually. So yeah, guys, like my conclusion here is that hash per watt, I think these AMD cards are performing better than the NVIDIA cards. Maybe with the exception of this 1660 Ti, like it seems to be doing very well. And if we go to hashrate.no, we're going to just select a coin. We're going to just put in Dynex. And if we scroll down a little bit, actually no, benchmarks. We want to go to benchmarks. So again, guys, I don't know how accurate this is, but it could be, because look at this. Look at the top card. The top card for efficiency is a GTX 1660. Now I have a 1660 Ti, which sits down here a little bit further on the screen. But efficiency, this is showing us one of the top cards for Dynex, which is, it's strange. It's kind of mind-boggling. It's baffling to me. And if you're looking for pure hash rate over here, I mean, obviously your 7900s, your 4090s, Radeon 7s are high in the list. But look at your XT cards, guys. 6900 XT, 6950, 6800, 6800. Like, all those cards are ahead of the 3060 Ti, which is, so there's our 3070. Look at our 3060 Ti. It's way down here. Look at this. Right? So it looks like the speeds, pure speeds, the RX cards are better. And then over here, again, it looks like the AMD XT line is, there's like 8 of the 9 or 10 top best cards are AMD cards, with the exception of the 1660 GTX and the 3090 Ti. All right, guys. So that's just a quick, I guess, kind of overview of kind of what I've been doing with my rigs. I don't have a lot running, as you can see. I used to have about 40 GPUs running, and I'm down to about, I have what, 8, 6, 7, 8. I have 9 GPUs running right now, basically, just testing on Dynex, right? Um, so yeah, it looks to me like the AMD cards perform more efficiently, guys, than the Nvidia cards on the Dynex coins. But yeah, so I'm not sure what you guys are mining. I'm going to try Dynex for a little bit just because on what to mine it's showing as one of the, I guess, less power hungry coins, and it's going to take the lowest losses. Now, I don't want you all to switch to Dynex, guys, obviously, but if you want to try it out, I mean, try it out. I mean, other people are mining Ergo, and there's a lot of people mining Caspa, Neoxa, stuff like that. But yeah, maybe try out Dynex, guys. All right, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Drop some comments in the comments section. Tell me what you're mining. Let me know if you're mining Dynex. Let me know if you see some issues with my settings possibly on some of my cards. Keep in mind I'm running the latest HiveOS. I'm running the latest SRB miner. I have all the updates. But yeah, let me know, guys. Let me know if your 3060 Ti's are getting 5.5 kilohash. Let me know if your 6600 cards or any of your XT cards are getting the numbers that that I'm showing you here. All right, guys. Peace out.